It's rendering. It's rendering. Here we go, y'all. What's going on, man? It's your favorite drunk Uncle Noon Belichick calling all the plays, man. We were back here at Drunk Unks podcast today with a very special episode. It's happy hour. Let's get into it.
Yo,
Happy
yo,
hour, get y'all
yo.
drinks.
Yep. What up, man? It's your boy Campaign J. We here. First episode of Happy Hump Day, happy hour. We turned
Yes, sir.
up, man. Yep. So we
Yes,
gonna, a little bit different. We gonna roll it in, but let's get it going.
No
yes,
diddy.
sir. Jay Hicks on the call. I'll be moderating this year's show on Wednesdays. So getting the best out of getting everybody riled up. So get started off today with the draft. I'm ready for it. I'm excited.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Like your third favorite drunk unk here, Tyler T. Just here already. Off suspension. Feeling good. Off suspension. I'm ready to go win this little trivia, or not trivia, but happy hour. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yes,
You
sir.
already know, last but not least, the best coach in the world. You already know, Coach OG Two Tone in the world. Let's get it, man.
In the world. Two-tone in the world, he said. All right.
In the world.
So we're gonna hop right into it. It's gonna be a little bit different for y'all today. Normally y'all used to hearing us talk about different shit going on in the sports world, but we're gonna switch it up a little bit with the draft being tomorrow. We're gonna have a little bit of a around the horn type show. So I'm gonna give these guys some topics, hear what they get their opinions on what they feel is about to happen in this draft. And we're gonna kick it right off. So before we even get to that, I saw something today, and I don't know if y'all saw it or not, but we talked about it. So basically, there was a former NFL scout that was basically saying Caleb Williams scares a lot of teams. Obviously, we already know he's going to the Bears. So one GM in particular, one anonymous NFL GM, had said that Caleb Williams is the equivalent of Prince if he played quarterback. So before we get to the draft, like I said, I just want to get y'all opinions on it. Jay, I'm gonna start with you because I know you have your thoughts and opinions on Caleb Williams. So what you got?
Man. Hey,
Prince?
so what did you say they called that nigga earlier? What did you say?
Dodgers, man.
He's a bug.
Hey, man, they is wild, bro. That is low key. All right, so my take that is actually just wild. All right, here we go, Mr. Khalid already saying
Khalid
he a bust as soon
already
as we get
chiming in.
started. But no, I do think bro's a little weird though, and we said in the group chat I've sold my stock on Caleb. I was really big on Caleb going into about halfway through the year, and then just more and more just come out, and I just kind of sold my stock. I still think football player wise, I think he is really still good, prospect wise as well too. I think just mentally and all this shit upstairs, bro, it's gonna be hard to win over his teammates, especially teammates that didn't even want to see you there. They really wanted Justin Fields, right? A lot of guys came out vouching for Justin, but at the end of the day, this NFL scout's opinion really doesn't matter though, because he doesn't even have the opportunity to draft Caleb because he'll be gone with the number one pick. So he can be Prince all he wants, but he's gonna be Prince with the bag. So
That's right. That's right. All right, Tyler, what's your take on it? How you feel about this?
Yeah, I mean, it don't really mean much to me. I mean, the guy teams can say they're scared away of Caleb, but at the end of the day, they don't have the first pick. And if they had the first pick, and they needed a quarterback, they would be taking Caleb. I'm telling you, like the guy's he's gonna be a star in my eyes. I mean, 72-10 touchdown interception ratio. I don't know. I hear a lot of turnover machine stuff. Just not really seeing all that. So I think so I'm not really seeing all that stuff. So yeah, that's what I think about it. I think he's obviously the number one quarterback for a reason. We've seen it for years. I've been saying it for years. I've been saying it since he was at Oklahoma. So I'm staying firm with that, and I think he's going to be a star. I think Chicago's going to the playoffs next year too.
Oh, that's a very bold prediction. We talked about that on the show a couple episodes or two ago. So interesting. Tone, what you got? What you think? Is he Prince? Is he going to lead the Bears to the promised land? What do you think?
I surely freaking hope so. Like, I don't know. It's not hard. He's number one pick. Don't make it harder than it already is. He's the best guy available. He's got great talent. You look at his numbers, and I'm kind of here for all the whatever stuff he got going on. I mean, he's confident. If you saw that, was it the show with Ryan Clark or whatever? He was on that and he was talking shit. And I can respect somebody that I feel like if you're going to be the number one pick, you got to talk your shit. You got to have that confidence to do it. He's living his wave. He's being who he is. He's being true to it. And if you're going to survive in the NFL, you got to be true to you, have your own thing to succeed. And he's being true to him. As long as he keeps doing that, hey, The talent is there. Football is football at the end of the day. Everybody got to put on a helmet, pads, and cleats and get on the field. And on the field, he loves that place. So I think he's going to be just fine. But I will say, just like I said last year, if they don't make the playoffs, we got to start asking questions. So
after 1 year, okay. Just 1 second, and we can.
Hey, look. All I said is ask questions.
Just 1 second, because I wasn't on the show on Saturday, and I heard this topic come up, and I did just want to give my brief opinion on this. I think it's very, very, very bold to say that you have to reevaluate or relook at a guy after 1 season of him not making the playoffs when the Chicago Bears haven't made the playoffs and God knows when. So let's not sit here and act like it's going to be world breaking if he doesn't make the playoffs after his first year, bro. Yeah. It's not too many rookies that make the playoffs after their first year.
You guys are just CJ Stroud fanboys. You guys think everyone got to make the playoffs first year now to be irrelevant. Like, come on, man.
I like CJ Stroud.
I just don't agree.
I'm not even talking about you, Jay. I'm just talking about people like Tone. They think CJ Stroud had a great year.
I'm just looking
he's got to be this and that. Like, come on now.
Hey man, can I get my take on?
Yeah, Tico, go ahead. What you think about it? Because I know you laughed at it when I said it to you earlier.
Man,
so what you think?
If you scared, go to church, man. Hey, draft that man at number 1. He got weapons. He is a weapon himself. At first, I was opposed to it, but after seeing Ryan Garcia pull all these theatrics and coming out here and playing crazy and knocking my mans out, so it's kind of like, is it self-sabotage or intentionally? But he still has that skill level. It kind of makes you wonder. So I'm buying stock in Caleb Williams for that first year. I'm not going to bash him. You feel me? Playoffs is hard because the division they're in, the Packers got better, the Lions got better. The Bears got better as well, but we're gonna see. I'm not gonna call him bust first year, but we're gonna see his progression. We're gonna give him a 2-year span. 2 years,
Yep.
2 years.
I agree.
Right. Okay. All right. Fair. I just wanted to get y'all points on that because I thought that was pretty funny, and that was something that I wasn't expecting to see in terms of comparison wise.
Androgynous is crazy.
Prince is crazy.
Crazy.
And yeah, kind of to
he called that man
points.
gender neutral.
Yeah, that's
all right.
Fluid or whatever they were saying.
Hey man,
That's funny, man.
I got some stuff I'm gonna say, but I ain't gonna say it.
These GMs are funny, man. They just say whatever nowadays. They just say whatever. All right, so we gonna get into the real draft topic. So obviously, as y'all all know, this draft is very quarterback heavy, top heavy, I should say. There's 3 guys we already know going 1, 2, and 3. Who those teams are going to be outside of the Bears, I don't know. Obviously, we think the Commanders are going to be there. The Patriots could trade out, but most likely they're going to take, Drake May at 3. But obviously, there's some other teams behind them that need a quarterback. A team like the Vikings that we've been hearing about trading up to either the Cardinals or even trading up with the Chargers. You got teams like the Raiders that need a quarterback. I think who's the starting quarterback right now? Aiden McConnell.
Yes.
And so,
Obviously, they
they want to
Jimmy
get
G
another
as
guy.
well. I think. I don't think did they cut Jimmy G or did they? Did they keep him?
Who cares?
Next
Who
year?
cares?
No.
Who cares? If I see that man if I see him on the field next year and he's not in a starting capacity and not coming in as a backup for somebody else, we got some issues. But then obviously the Giants, the Falcons, the Broncos. Oh yeah, I forgot Minshew's there too.
They did get Minshew. That is correct.
That's
So
worse.
maybe not so much the Chargers, but there's still a lot of teams behind them that need to take quarterbacks. So my question to y'all is, who is that team going to be? Is it going to be the Vikings that move up? I think most likely it will be. But who do they move up with? Is it the Chargers? Is it going to be the Cardinals? Do the Cardinals say, we're going to drop out of 4 and not take Marv and see what we can get down later in the draft? We'll switch it up a little bit. Tyler, what you think? I see you shaking your head already.
I think the Cardinals would be crazy to trade out of that spot and not give Kyler a number 1 receiver. So I just don't see that. But maybe they get a haul. I don't know. But there's a couple good receivers. Maybe they think someone's a little better, like Romo Dunze, a little later down. But I think right now, I think Vikings and J.J. McCarthy, I think that's a done deal. And I think Jim Harbaugh, we've seen him, talk up J.J. And obviously him and J.J. love each other. They won a national championship together, go blue. And I just think that he would be willing if, like, the Vikings called Harbaugh up and say, hey, we want to trade up to take JJ, I think Harbaugh would be very willing to do that. I think he would do that. And they would obviously kind of benefits them because they can maybe even drop down, get like a Brock Bowers, pair him with Justin Herbert. They could do a couple things there. Like, so I think that's going to be the most realistic option there for the trade right there in the top 5. So,
Right. So before we, people not feeling the JJ McCarthy talk.
Thank you.
Before we even we dive deep and get to the next person, Matt Adisi, you say somebody's going to overpay for JJ, and that is very true. That's another thing we have to talk about because the Vikings do have 2 first-round picks. So obviously they are the team that is most capable of moving up, but at the same time, is that good value? Like, are they losing out a lot just to go up and get a guy like JJ McCarthy? Or is it something that they need to do because, you need a quarterback for the future? And this is the class. This is the draft to go get that quarterback for the future, I feel like. So does that change anybody else's opinion on that moving up to get JJ? Tone? Jay, go ahead.
Personally was okay. And like we've been saying earlier, I think anybody that reaching to get JJ in the top 10 is just atrocious. It's atrocious work.
It's nasty.
But it's going to end up happening, right? It's just because of the hype job that's been gassed up with Harbaugh talking the pro day. But we saw this story and we just saw it very recently with Mac Jones, right? Mac Jones was a plan for a very powerful. Tay, I'm sorry, there's going to be no Wemby glazing today.
Hold on. Before we even get to that point, I just want to make sure that I'm hearing this right. You're putting Mac Jones in the same conversation as JJ McCarthy?
I am putting him in the same conversation.
I mean, he had the same.
They both won a national championship.
They both won a national championship. They both played for very good teams. They both were they were asked to do very little in those championship teams, right? And they both got overgassed.
Debatable.
Do little. I mean, JJ, go on. Like we're not gonna act like JJ wasn't like 37-1 as a starter at his time at Michigan now, bro.
Oh, we're not going to act.
Lost 1 game as a starter at Michigan.
Okay, bro, great. There's been other quarterbacks that have done that before. He's not the first. He won't be the last.
So,
I mean, at the end of the day, you're not stating much at the end of the day when you're saying that. But at but hold on. But my point is what I'm saying is we've seen this before, right? We've seen a player come from a great program that's had literally a ton of talent around him, defense consistently. He has headed the ball. Well, he headed the ball off 30-something times in a row one game. Like let's be honest here
15,
about what
the reason you understand that's not the reason why he handed the ball off. That we couldn't block their Chop Robinson off the edge, so we tried to throw the ball.
Okay,
so let's circle back.
Okay,
we don't need to go through.
I watched a few games. If we recall, what was it, week 4, week 5, when they're playing Bowling Green, and he threw 3 interceptions in the first half. And like this is who we're talking about. Like we have to look at these things here as far as who we're talking about. Like, and don't get me wrong, bro. I'm not saying I don't think JJ is going to be good. I think reaching in the top 10 is atrocious work, and it's going to happen. And I think if it does, for his sake, for it to work, he has to go to Minnesota because you have Jordan Addison, you have Justin Jefferson, he has Aaron Jones, he has Hawkinson. You know what I'm saying? He has weapons at that point. They have a defense, they have a good offensive line. Like he has weapons if he goes to Minnesota. That's his best chance of succeeding in the NFL. If he ends up going to the team, like if he goes to the Giants, he's cooked.
The Giants take like Malik Neighbors and then JJ or something. He's cooked that way.
He's hibachi.
They need a quarterback. Hibachi, bro. There's a lot the Giants need. Their offensive line is atrocious. Like there's just so much. They lost Saquon. It's a lot, bro.
I think JJ, I mean, it's just a lose-lose for him, but he's gonna show everyone what he really is. But I mean, once he does go off with the Vikings, I was gonna be like, oh, he got all these weapons.
Tyler, he's just different, huh? He's just different.
Wrap this shit up, please.
Tyler, is he just different?
JJ's different. He's a winner. He's a gamer. He's a winner.
See, I don't even do the Michigan. Okay, I'm going to.
I'm not even saying about that, but
go ahead. Cole, go ahead real quick.
What's your take? Do you think a team would be crazy to move into the top 10 to get JJ? Do you think a team like the Vikings should do that, or they should wait?
Only because I'm not gonna say they crazy because I'm not. It's not nothing like towards him. It's because we haven't really seen him really sit there and throw 30 to 40 times consistently in the season. So like, why are you a top 10 pick if you're not throwing the ball 30 to 40 times a game when you got West Coast quarterbacks throwing that bitch 50 times a game? Like,
Does that make someone better though?
Hold on. I will counter.
It's film. It's a film thing.
Right. I will say this though, they run a more pro style offense than like some of those other quarterbacks. And
I
that's
agree.
kind of the difference. I think it's the biggest thing. But
not to mention,
just because Wyatt's quarterback throws like 100 times in 1 year don't mean he got more yards or something. Don't mean
no. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying like it just shows you like the pass, like certain style of passes and like short, intermediate, deep. You know what I'm saying? Like it just shows you different levels of like progressions. Like
I hear that, but Michigan plays such a pro style offense that like JJ had to do a lot of stuff like pre-snap, a lot of different things. He had to read the defense. They've also said his meetings have been very good on the whiteboard. Like I just think that when he gets out there, I mean he'll be able to play with like Justin Jefferson and tell him like what I'm saying.
I'm not mad at that. That's your boy. I ain't gonna take nothing from him. You know more than I do.
He got arm strength. He got talent. He's sneaky athletic too. He can run a little bit.
So let me ask y'all this. Do you think because
look at Tone like fuck all this shit.
Because you still have to think about it like you still have to think like this man is still very accurate. Not to mention he's been coached by a quarterback guru, you might say. I mean, look at all the quarterbacks that Jim Harbaugh's been with in the last 10 years to 15 years. You got Andrew Luck. You got a Colin Kaepernick that he made into a star. It took him to multiple, conference championships, even a Super Bowl. So, like, he knows what to do with quarterbacks. And I feel like him being under, JJ being under Jim's tutelage for those 4 years, and Jim kind of made it a personal mission of his to kind of get him in the right mental state and being prepared for those big moments, those bright lights. And, I mean, obviously he showed what he had to do. He won a national championship. And I think that should speak volumes in terms of the kind of player he is, what he's going to bring to the team, the passion that he has to win. And also, I think he's got a good head on his shoulders. And I think Jim has done a really good job of getting him prepared for this moment to be in the NFL. And if you get to pair him up with a guy like Justin Jefferson, we've never seen him be with a elite receiver. His best receivers.
I was going to say that. I was going to make that point and say the only upside is he's never had an elite pass catcher. We never seen him pair with, and that's what I was going to say. That I was going to give him credit with that.
Shot Robinson, though, man. Shot Robinson.
So Tone, what do you think? Yeah. What do you think, Tone? Is it a reach?
Before we switch, right?
I'll keep this brief. Keep it short and sweet.
Oh man! All right, here we go.
That was a pretty soliloquy, Jimmy and Tyler. I respect it. I understand it.
It's all Ohio State bias right here.
Hey, look, if Michael Penix is on the board and you take JJ before Michael Penix, I have something wrong with that. I think Michael Penix has showed you he's a great quarterback. This shit is not hard. He passes the ball well. That's all he freaking does. Nothing against JJ. What you said was nice. I get it. QB coach, national champion. Great for that guy. I love it. All right. That's good. I'm saying that's all good. I'm not trying to hate. I'm not trying to push no narratives. But if Michael Penix is on the board and you take JJ McCarthy, I think there's seriously that you need to be investigated, drug tested immediately. That's all.
So before
you got Michael Penix still got two bum knees.
Tyler, let me throw this in there before we get any further on Tony's soliloquy. I think he might be the first person that say in this last 2 months for draft of the draft that Penix would go. It should go in front of JJ McCarthy. I've never heard anybody say it. So, Tyler, you're the first one to break the news. I guess that's something I didn't hear about.
He was. I was going to say, let's not get nasty here. Let's not get nasty. For the most of the season and for all of the season, there's not a person that would have took JJ McCarthy over Michael Penix. That narrative and that hype, and that hype has just come around in the last month or so.
Michigan.
Let's not act like that.
What are you doing?
Timeout. And if this was a normal draft year where these quarterbacks weren't getting overgassed because we see what teams want now out of a quarterback with Patrick Mahomes and Joe Burrow and all these players, the quarterback is the most valuable position. 5 years ago, JJ McCarthy is not a first-round pick. Shit, the last 2 years he's not the first-round pick. He's not a first-round pick.
Penix up until a month ago, he
2
was
years
minus 130 to go in the first round.
Whoa. Before he got hurt at Indiana, he was on that list. There's no draft
in the last couple years where he would have been a first-round pick.
But
that's
okay,
Not
so
the Kenny Pickett
okay.
draft.
Oh, Tone, I heard that too. That's dialing back. He
What was
was
Not the Kenny Pickett draft.
Kenny Pickett draft. Okay, yes, Kenny Pickett draft. What year was that? 21?
Like
Yeah.
22, 21,
So
22,
so again,
21. I think that was the year after the COVID year. So 21.
So
That was the
again-
week after, yeah.
you talk about how Jay, you said how the quarterback is the most valuable position in football. And it's true. I mean, you look at all these like quarterbacks are getting paid. Like this man, Patrick Mahomes, got generations of his family paid for from his play. So you're telling me that if the quarterback's the most valuable position, you want to take a guy that has 2 bum knees, he's older than what?
I didn't
a third
agree
of
with
the starting
Tone.
quarterbacks in
I
the
didn't
league
agree
right
with
now?
Tone. I didn't agree with Tone.
Oh,
But
that's-
what I-
That's all. So that's why JJ is better. Is that why JJ is better?
I mean,
Yeah,
that
it's
definitely
Penix
plays a
because of
factor
his
in.
two
That
bum
definitely
knees.
plays
That's
a
all I'm
factor in
asking.
it.
We're talking
Kenny
about
Pickett
playing.
22
I was
draft.
just talking simply play. He's
said
but
not
guys
to
proven to play
point,
all
Matt.
season, not get
Good
hurt.
point, Matt.
He's taking
I was
hits.
about to say that.
He got hurt. He got hits all year and throwing the ball all year. He showed he was healthy this year. And all I'm saying is JJ is better than Penix. If you're saying JJ is the better player than Penix, no 2 bum knees, then I'll be quiet and I'm
This
done.
is-
And I'll
I
take
will,
it
I
back
will,
to what I
say,
said.
I will say this about that. I'll just say when you make an investment on a quarterback nowadays, and you're making an investment on your whole franchise,
Oh, franchise.
you
What?
take
Tell him, Tyler.
take someone that has all these injury concerns, injury
true.
problems, and I mean, you're talking about the hits are going to be way.
This is my thing. This is my
Can't
thing
even move
about that.
outside. Like when we seen Pickett roll out and make a pass this year, like,
Right.
like I wasn't see all in the pocket. He's very immobile right now. Like I just don't.
And you
I
saw
don't-
what happened when he played Michigan. They
Look
brought
at
back
Michigan.
Blitz.
He
So
played.
I was gonna say, so
Tyler,
like let me say this. I
he got
want to
brain
counter
up.
I want to counter what you said, Tyler A, with the mobility. I mean, he did run a 4.55 at his pro day, which was shocking. I wasn't expecting that. I think he's more mobile than what he's shown at Washington. But I will also agree with the point of what y'all said, and this is the reason why Penix slid for me personally on the board was when he played against NFL looking defenses, which would have been Oregon, which would have been Oregon, and which would have been Oregon, and it would have been then Michigan. He was getting peppered both of those games, and he was struggling to get back up, bro. Struggling to get back up.
crazy.
Struggling to get back up. It looked bad. It looked
Like
bad.
an old person fell. He couldn't get up.
And when it comes down to it, and this is the only reason, Tone, I do understand what you're saying and why you're saying it. But when it comes down to it, Penix is 25, McCarthy is 20, going on 21, right?
Yeah.
He's went through 2 reconstructive knee surgeries with ACLs.
It is so hard.
You got to look
Shoulder
at those.
injury.
You got to look at. You have to look at those things, bro. You got to look at those. And if I'm drafting, and I got to pay a guy, possibly in the next 4 years, $150-200 million, possibly more at that point with inflation. Why would I be doing that to a guy that's 29 years old at that point, compared to the guy that'd be 24, 25?
I
So
respect
that's
I respect
you
all
gotta
those
look at.
arguments.
You gotta look
Yeah,
at.
I respect all those arguments, and I get it. He's too old, and his knees are bum, and investments bad. I get it. I surely get it.
Those are all red flags. You just named a lot.
Okay, I said I get it. I get it. Like we did. Everybody's been so right about these drafts. the last
mean,
couple.
I'm
I
not-
mean, would I be
And
shocked?
hey, everybody's
I'd be
been right
shocked
about
if
these
Penix
guys and Zach Wilson and all this before that. And niggas took Patrick Mahomes at
Zach
9.
Wilson
and
wasn't
all
even no
that.
winner at
I'm
BYU.
just saying shit that the niggas just make shit too hard on. That's all I'm saying. But I get it. I swear I get it. I'm not saying nothing. I want to be clear. I never once said that JJ was a bad investment or anything. I just said I think Penix. If Penix is there,
Oh, we
before
heard what you
JJ,
said.
That's all. That's all.
You
We
made
heard
it
what
seem
you
like
said.
I don't want to seem like I'm hating on JJ McCarthy or anything like
Hey,
that.
you're getting
I mean,
clipped for that one.
you
You're
were,
getting clipped for
though. You
that.
were
You're
trying-
getting
you were
clipped.
insinuating
we
that.
definitely gonna clip that.
No, you're getting clipped for that.
I think a man that lost to another man as a quarterback, like a quarterback loses to another quarterback in a national championship game. It's not like they haven't played against each other. They played against each other.
The
And one
teams
got
are better. The
outperformed.
teams
I'm
are
not
the
fair.
teams are
I don't
lopsided.
like that
The
argument.
teams are
though.
lopsided. The teams are
I'm just saying.
completely
You
lopsided.
have to play different
Completely
defense.
lopsided.
It's different
Completely
defense.
That's true.
lopsided.
But at the same time, that's what Michigan. Can we consider Michigan not an NFL defense, but they got
NFL
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 talent
level
on there.
defense.
They have a lot
That's
of
an NFL level
NFL
defense.
players on that defense. Yeah.
They're
So-
NFL. That was the NFL level, like not NFL, but it was the closest thing to NFL level defense that Michael Penix had played.
Yeah. And you
For
saw
sure.
So what
he
happened?
walked up
For
the, like Matt said, he walked up the field like he left the Diddy party. Like,
Not for real. Not
Mhm.
for real.
Mhm.
Like,
then
I don't think y'all remember how ugly that game really did look for him,
Oh,
bro.
oh, no,
Like
no, no, no.
it
I
was.
remember.
I know
Trust
y'all
me.
too. I
remember.
know y'all too. I know y'all too.
Y'all
Bro.
do too. Everyone does.
I mean, I will remember it too if it had been 27 years. Well, in y'all cases, never. The last time I saw a championship too.
This
When's
is
the
So
last time?
and
When's the last
I
time?
will
When is
remember.
the last
I
time?
will remember every
When was the
second.
last time y'all
No,
I will
saw a
we're not
remember.
doing
I will
this.
remember every second
Hey,
of
When
that
we're
is
not
the
fucking
last?
doing
game.
this.
When
I
We're
was
not
the
doing
remember.
last
this.
I
time y'all
remember
saw
every
it?
second
Tyler,
of that game. Hey, what was the next
Tyler,
subject, though,
hey,
Jimmy? What was
now
the
we're
When
next?
was the
doing.
What
last
was the
time?
next
Yeah,
subject,
we're
Jimmy?
gonna move on to the next subject before this starts to
When
spiral.
was the last time?
Tyler, another time.
I thought it was
So
like a decade ago, wasn't it?
I know, yeah, it was. It was. We
Long
don't need to get
time.
into that. We don't need to get Jay
Okay.
riled up. So
Okay.
next topic.
They get me riled
Uh,
up. I mean,
does
27 years,
does
10 years.
hey does defense
When's the
win
last time I won a
championships,
Big
y'all?
Ten championship?
Hey,
Yeah.
hey, does defense win championships? Do defense win championships?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes,
We
sir.
I'm glad.
just saw it.
I'm glad.
We just
I'm,
saw it.
I'm glad. That's true. I'm glad y'all said that. So basically, I don't know if y'all knew this or not. To the viewers out there, we talked about it, but basically, the record for most offensive players taken in the draft was 19 back in 2009. I think that was the
Sam Bradford year.
that was a stat. No, was that Sam Bradford year? Or was that
Sam
Stafford
Bradford.
year? That was Stafford's year.
That was
Sam
that. Yeah,
Bradford
you're
went
right.
to-
Yeah,
That
yeah,
was
yeah. You're
Stafford's
right.
year.
You're right.
So
You're
a
right.
lot of guys this year, obviously, I've been doing some looking through all the different mock drafts just to try and see to gauge a number. And from what I've been seeing, it looks like 21 guys could potentially be going in the first round, which obviously would break the record. But that leaves a lot of defensive guys. There's a lot of good defensive guys in the draft. Obviously, it's not nearly as deep as the offensive side of the ball. But we got guys, you want to go DBs, you got Quinion Mitchell, you got Terry Armstead, you got Kool-Aid, obviously. Cooper DeJean. Yep, Cooper DeJean. He's been flying up the boards. And then you got Nate Wiggins. Those are like the top 5 corners. And then you got edge rushers, your Jared Versailles, your Chop Robinsons, your Latus. I can't even pronounce his first name. I'm not gonna try.
All right,
I'm
Pay.
not gonna try and pronounce his first name. And then the defensive line too. So who's going to be the first team to take a quarterback or somebody on the defensive side of the ball? Is it going to be a team like the Falcons? Tone, we'll get your opinion on that because I've been seeing a few guys going on the defensive side of the ball. Is it going to be a team like, I don't know, maybe the Raiders bolster their defense up. Maybe the Colts will take a guy on defense. So who do y'all think is going to be the first team to take a guy off the board, and who is it going to be? Tone, let's start with you, man. I want to hear what you think about your Falcons, what you think they're going to do.
I want Penix, but anyways, I think we're
Big
gonna
Penix
take
energy.
guy. Yeah, I want Penix for sure. But anyways, I think we're gonna take a defensive guy. It's only right. Defensive line has struggled. Jimmy mentioned it while we were off the pod, offline. But last guy that had 10 plus sacks on our team was Vic Beasley, and we know how bad that guy stunk. So
Who's good for y'all?
yeah, for 1 year, brother. 1 year, we gave him a bag and it was over with. He didn't do shit for us. Trust me, I watched the games. That's what I'm gonna say. Anyways, anyway. I'm sorry, my bad, bro. Memories. Falcons fan, being a Falcons fan is really hard. But anyways, yeah, I think we take a defensive guy, man. Honestly, I think don't make it too hard. Don't struggle with it. Like I feel like, like I said, you get.
Yeah.
Pause.
Whoa.
That's crazy.
Come on, man.
That was crazy. That was crazy.
That's insane.
That was egregious.
Get better, man. Just be better. That's all we ask out of you. We're not asking a lot. You know what I'm saying? But go ahead.
I hate my friends.
Okay, so let me ask you this.
Hey, look, I hate my friends. Hey, anyways, you gotta take a boy from.
Don't make it too hard. And
boy
don't
from
struggle with
Bama's
it.
there.
Crazy.
If the boy from Bama's there, you gotta take Dallas
You
Turner.
want Dallas Turner?
Dallas.
You want him over Jared Versailles?
I want Dallas Turner. He's from Bama. Last probably person that got coached from, great players, super great player that coached by Nick Saban and everything. You don't make it. You saw what Will Anderson did. I'm not saying he's good as Will Anderson or anything like that, but I'm just saying like he's from Bama. I respect their program. I respect what they didn't do in the NFL. He's gonna work. Let's take him. Let's see if this guy can be something great.
Okay. All right. I like that. I like that take. T. Cole, what you think? Who's gonna be the first defensive player off the board? Do you think, and do you think your team is gonna take somebody out? Is gonna be one of those teams? What you think?
No, my team, we're very O-line
Deuce
heavy in the
Vaughn!
first.
Deuce Vaughn!
Yeah, we're very we're very O-line heavy. I think the Falcons are going to be actually looking at the draft. I think the Falcons are going to be very defensively heavy because I was going to say the Titans at first, but I'm like, no, Joe Alt is going to be on that thing, and they need an O-lineman bad. So I think Joe Alt will be
Bad.
there for them. Then the Falcons is like the first team I think that need like a defensive need because the offense has weapons. So it's like I think, yeah, I'm going Falcons first.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think the Falcons do have a lot of guys on offense already, and they just needed a quarterback to kind of lead the way for them, get those young guys involved. So their line has gotten better and better over the last few years. So yeah, I do see them taking somebody on defense out of any of the teams that are going to the top 10. I think they're probably going to be the only one that takes somebody on defense. But Jay, what you think? Who you think gonna go first? Who you think is going to be the first team to take a defensive player? And is it somebody that is it going to be a corner? Is it going to be one of those corners? Is it going to be an edge rusher?
I thought it was gonna be the Falcons personally. I still low-key think it will be the Falcons as well too. Looking at it, if they don't trade out of the number 8 pick, which I really haven't heard too much about. But I think after they take a defensive player, we probably won't see another defensive player again until what?
Probably not until it starts to get a little dicey right in the middle rounds, like after 10. Because you have teams like
I don't know
like
because I'm looking. I'm like, who's 10? Jets.
The Jets are at 10.
I think they're going to take an offensive lineman if there's one available.
For
I don't think
sure,
they're going to
for
look
sure.
defense. Minnesota's probably going to take offensive. Broncos are going to go offensive. Raiders are going offensive. Saints probably going offensive. Colts going offensive. Seattle might be your only other team again where you see a defensive player, and they might even go
Mike
offensive
McDonald.
as well too.
Mike McDonald, they might.
So-
Yeah.
So with that being said, do you think a team moves up to take a guy on defense?
No, I don't see it happening this year.
No. Okay.
I don't see it happening. I think, and I think the like we were saying earlier, kind of off cam, is I think the people that are going to benefit the most from this draft are going to be the better teams. The teams
Sure.
that made the playoffs this year, where you're getting a lot of those value guys that typically would be up there. But this, again, we said the draft is going to be so offensive heavy. There's going to be so many good defenders that are going to be at the bottom of that draft. That the Chiefs, the Ravens, the Cowboys, the Lions, these guys are going to be able to scoop up some really good players that were in playoffs last year that are going to be getting first round guys in the late 20s, 30th pick and early second round at that point too. I think we'll see a lot of defense start going.
Yeah, for sure. Tyler, what you think? Who you think gonna be the first team to take somebody on defense?
I think the Falcons are taking Dallas Turner. I mean, that's who I would want if I were them. I mean, I just think that looks the best for them. They already got some offensive pieces. They got Kirk now, and then I think Dallas Turner is somewhere they could start on defense and kind of, I guess, be a little better. I'm sorry, Tony, but they just Kirk isn't it. He's not the one, man. He's not the one. But I think other than that, I really think Quinyon Mitchell will be the first corner taken. I think he's going to go early. Honestly. I think he's going to go early.
That's a bold prediction.
Is he better than Kool-Aid?
Hey.
So Kool-Aid, I've been seeing as like the third corner to go off the board behind
I think
Terry
he's better
Arnold
than
and
Kool-Aid.
Quinion and Cooper DeJean.
I think
I think Cooper is better. I think Cooper is better than Kool-Aid, but I don't. Man, I sound like I'm hating. I don't know. I think Kool-Aid is actually good though.
What about Terrion Arnold? What about him?
Would you be mad? Okay, let me ask you this question: would you, as a Falcons fan, be mad if the Falcons said, you know what, we're going to take a corner? Because I know you said you were upset that they got rid of Jeff Okudah, which personally I don't think is like the biggest loss y'all could have as a team, but that's neither here nor there. But with being at 8, like, Jay mentioned something about the Cardinals potentially, or the Falcons potentially traded down. Like, what if they were to trade down and get a couple pieces and maybe get like an early second round pick and take like a Terrion Arnold or maybe a Quinyon Mitchell if he's there, trying to bolster up that secondary? Because I mean, outside of Jesse Bates, who's only getting older, and AJ Terrell, there's really not anybody worth mentioning in the secondary for you guys. So
well, yeah, in the secondary, but I don't know, man. I'll say this about the Falcons: we're not a serious organization. I really want to put that out there. Okay, we gave a 36-year-old side note, 36-year-old coming off an Achilles injury. Got 100 million guaranteed
with one playoff win.
With one playoff win. That's unserious behavior. And everybody can say, "Oh, you guys are going to make it to the playoffs." Who the fuck plays to get to the playoffs? We're not playing to get to the fucking playoffs.
I got to start somewhere.
Well, it ain't about starting somewhere, Jimmy. It's about having serious outlook. Okay, Kurt is not going to win.
A serious outlook isn't Super Bowl in Atlanta Falcons.
Right. So, like for the Lions, for a purpose.
I mean, we've been there. I'm saying we've been there.
Now
we weren't serious.
We weren't serious.
We weren't serious. Like we weren't serious. Kyle Shanahan is a choker. Kyle Shanahan is a choker, but we're not here to talk about that.
Was Dan Quinn the head coach of that team, or Dan? Who's the coach of that team?
Dan.
It was Dan. It wasn't Shanahan. That wasn't Shanahan's fault.
That was the play caller.
Shanahan was the play caller. Come on, bro. Yeah, everybody watch that game. That game.
So let me say this
They
before I let
laid
T-Cole.
out for what was it? It don't matter. But
so let me get this point across before I pass this over to T-Cole and see what he has to say about it. I think when you talk about what you want out of your team and your expectations, I feel like, well, for starters, your expectations for the Falcons was just sky high last year. So I don't know how you can go from being 12-5 or saying that the Falcons are going to go 12-5 to, oh, you want to just not make the playoffs, but you want to win multiple games in the playoffs. I think that's a little of a stretch. As a Lions fan, as somebody that knows what you want out of your team, I didn't want the Lions to go on multiple playoffs win. Obviously, that's what you want as a team. But the first thing I wanted was to make the fucking playoffs and then win a game in the playoffs. Like, you got to do those things first before you can start looking at your bigger goals, your NFC Championship appearances, your Super Bowl appearances. You got to start somewhere. And I feel like just because the Falcons went to the Super Bowl 8 years ago does not mean that they have the capabilities to do it now just because they got Kirk Cousins.
But
they still got a lot of groundwork to do. What is it then?
Jimmy, it's not that, though. You cannot sign Kirk Cousins for 4 years at 36 years old and tell me that's being serious. That's not serious. It's not a Jared Goff situation where you say, okay, yeah, he might be in his 27. He got until he 28. You know what I'm saying? He's 36 coming off an Achilles injury. That's not serious behavior. I don't care what nobody say. You can say you say, oh yeah, you guys are gonna make the playoffs and anything. It's Kirk fucking Cousins, guys. Like, what are we talking about here? This is not we got to be realistic. Cam said something great on the pod that when Michael Vick was there, we used to fill up stadiums. Okay,
hey guys,
maybe they wasn't a good
Tone's
team.
favorite word. Why Tone is talking? This is his soliloquy right now about the Falcons.
My bad. This is my soliloquy. I didn't want to even get into it. But
you're good.
What Jimmy just said just got me because fuck the Falcons right now, and I love them to death. But goddamn, be serious about what you're trying to do.
Hey,
like, we're gonna need a quarter. We're gonna need a quarterback. We're going to be shopping for a quarterback again, either this year, next year, or the other year. So,
Tom, like you said, Tom, you're right. Fuck the Falcons. T-Cole, what's your take on the defensive side?
I'm
of the
even
ball?
mad at it, Jimmy. Cheers.
Who will be the first team? I guess we could say other than the Falcons. Like, who's the other team that really should go after somebody on defense, and who's that team gonna take?
Who, like the second team? I think.
Yeah, because obviously the Falcons are going to be the team to talk about in terms of who's going to take a guy on the defensive side of the ball first, but. Other than that, like Jay said, we don't know when we're going to see another quarterback or another defensive player go off the board. It could be as low as 20. So, who do you think?
I think it can go early. I think it can really go. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay, I was saying like it can go early. To me, it's 12 or 13. Looking at the Raiders or the Cardinals, that's why I think you can go. Either those teams need defensive needs, but it just depends on if they want to go offensively heavy or they want to go defensively because they both need, you feel me, they need weapons of offense and defense. So it's like, they either or they need an edge or they need receivers.
Right.
So it's like,
right. Definitely. I hear you
both,
on that.
A lot of receivers in the draft too, so it's like I'm going first.
I do want to say one thing before we wrap this up too as well. I just want to get into this take that Tony did say the Falcons were going 12-5 last year.
He did. That
shit looks like we-
was documented. It was I thought the guy was
I think we
tripping.
said
I
this
thought he was
last- I
just he
think we
was
said this
trolling.
last
And I say that to say this. I say that to
Yeah.
ask this. I say that to ask this, and I'm gonna revisit this on Saturday when we talk again after the draft. What do you think the Falcons' record is going to be this year?
Whatever. 8-8, 9-8. What is it? 9-8.
9-8. So you're still giving over 500.
I mean, I hope so. We play.
It's like when is Kirk?
I really hope. I
Kirk
really
ain't gonna be
hope.
there. Kirk not there week 1, so you still probably rolling out there with Desmond
Wait,
Ridder.
he not. What you mean he not gonna be? You think he's not gonna be there week 1?
I don't think he's gonna be
Is
ready
it?
week 1.
I think he'll be ready week 1 personally.
I think he'll be ready week 1, Jay. But
If he's ready
9-8.
week 1,
I mean, we're in the NFC South, so I really hope. I really hope it's 9-8. Anything else, the better. I'm not gonna hate on Kirk. I'm gonna hate on the Falcons organization until they show us that they're serious for the fan base. Nothing against Kirk, nothing against the players that they got there, but until Arthur Blank gets serious about being a serious organization and bring the fandom and filling the stands up and stop acting like he's Jerry fucking Jones. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Fair enough.
Anyway,
Fair enough.
well, before we get to that one, Jim, let's go ahead and wrap this one up, man. Let's go to wrap this one up. Jim, before you get
all right.
these boys into it.
Yeah, we don't need to do that. Well, y'all, we want to say thank y'all for tuning in with us tonight. Something new, so obviously we're gonna start to get some more topics, and obviously we got a lot to talk about coming up with the draft and the playoffs and whatnot. So y'all be seeing a lot more of us.
Yeah.
I will let y'all know we will be at the draft tomorrow live. So if y'all there, come tap in with us. We
Come
gonna
pull
have
up
a
with
good
your
time,
favorite
man.
drunk unks, man. Come pull up on us. We gonna
Have a
gonna
drink
come
on.
around. We gonna come. I ain't saying no drinks on me.
I'm
I ain't.
listening to that.
I got.
No pine
Yeah,
cone.
hey,
Don't find that on.
Hey, look, I got
You want to be about
tomorrow.
Hey, if you want to find the tricks, they below.
No further. He's right below
It ain't
D.
up here.
He's right
It
below
ain't up
D.
here. It's below.
gotta be the price.
Hey, say it again, Tyler.
If y'all want some,
Gotta be the price.
if y'all want some free drinks, go pull up on these guys. Other than that, we gonna be walking
All right.
around with the trivia. So
Yeah, man,
make
we got
sure
some questions
y'all
for
study
y'all.
up on your teams, man. Because
We'll
if
have
we
a
see
Tennessee
y'all and you got that jersey on, and we ask about that jersey, and you don't know what you're talking about.
We're coming to find y'all. We're gonna find y'all.
Drinks
And y'all will be,
Drinks on your head top.
y'all will be put on blast.
I just really hope we don't see no Cowboys fans in Detroit.
We're gonna see everybody
Oh,
there.
wrap this shit
But you
up.
know what?
All right, man. All right, man. All right,
Our
man.
guys here.
All right, man.
So, all right, y'all. Appreciate y'all. We'll see y'all on Saturday with another episode of Drunk Ducks. And yeah, hope y'all enjoyed y'all happy hour with us. I know we did.
Shout out to them Chargers. Justin Herbert, best quarterback in the league.
All right, man. All right, y'all. We out. We'll catch y'all.
Homes don't exist.